fall from the stars into my arms if you're ready to fly. Yeah, I'll never let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I would believe if I could see the look in your eyes. It's not what it seems. This isn't a dream. It's a wonderful life. So fall from the stars into my arms if you're ready to fly. Yeah, I'll never let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. So fall from the stars into my arms if you're ready to fly. Yeah, I'll never let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Hold on to me and I'll set you free. If only I could. I'll turn up the sound and switch on the crowd. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So fall from the stars into my arms if you're ready to fly. Yeah, I'll never let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I would believe if I could see the look in your eyes. It's not what it seems. This isn't a dream. It's a wonderful life. So fall from the stars into my arms if you're ready to fly. Yeah, I'll never let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. So fall from the stars into my arms if you're ready to fly. Yeah, I'll never let you go. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Butterscotch bliss got me dreaming of our bed, girl. Thinking of the picture running all around my head, girl. Oh, oh, oh. Last night you got me thinking that the devil's in control, girl. I may be smoking on the earth, but I'm feeling like your body's made to go, girl. Sing it to me now. Love, say what comes next. I may be better being on my own, but your body's right in front of me, screaming for more.
And welcome to the Baltic eSports League Season 2, Day 2. I'm Envy, joined here of course by V. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling mighty well, thank you.
Exactly, because V turned 40 today. You're looking almost like a 20-something year old.
Actually 29, but thank you for pointing out my old age. My cane is in the corner there, so I'll be humping my way out of the studio in a few hours. But before that,
I want to remind you about a few things about the league that has been changed from the season 1. First of all, we no longer have only 10 teams. We now have 16 teams, 8 teams from season 1, and of course 8 teams from the qualifiers. Then again, the prize pool has been raised to 9,000 euros from 7,000 euros exactly. 2K raise. That's not bad. Of course, we're going to stream not all the games that are happening in this week, because there are, I believe, 16 games happening this week. We're going to stream only 10, but that's okay. There's plenty of CSGO coming your way. And of course, the season finals in Tallin, Saku, Suurhall on 20th and 21st of October. I'm going to try and practice it for Tallinn when I say that, so the Estonians don't get mad at me.
I'm still going to try and find a moment when you're going to be completely wasted, so I could see that you could still actually say this one. I'm going to keep that in mind.
That could be really interesting. But today we have 2 games we're going to stream. Volsung against AYN is going to be the first one. Then, of course, Team Red Eye versus a Celtic. But first, let's take a look at Volsung and AYN. Their lineups, who's going to play. And of course, we see them now on the screen. On the side of Volsung, we have Viskas, Husky, Brocky, Kree, and Yekindar. We have many things to say about Volsung. We almost know all the players, but as you mentioned before when we were getting ready, that this is like Brocky's first time playing in a big tournament, so he has to show up, right?
Well, essentially, it's his chance to actually show the Baltic States what he has to bring to the desk. He's obviously just judging off the fact that he has managed to find his way through to get into FPL on face. Yes, that is an accomplishment in itself, because you really have to prove yourself not only as a legitimate player but also as a legitimate person, because, well, it is invite only. And accordingly, for the remaining members of Volsung, such as Viskas, Husky, Kree, and Yekindar, I'm pretty sure in the Baltics they should be known, definitely known locally. So I'm really expecting a clean CS coming out today.
Yes,
one more
definitely.
time, just going to be curious to see what Brocky has to bring up to the table. As for AYN, though, so for AYN, we did saw yesterday that unfortunately they did lose their first game. But fair enough, they were facing one of the strongest opponents most likely in this league, same as it was already mentioned before. In the previous season, eSports did have the highest amount of wins and the lowest amount of losses, and obviously were a very strong contender for the winner's title.
Yeah, we yesterday saw that AYN, they did put up some fight, but it wasn't enough in the end. One of the players that showed up that we were talking about before as well was Tulip.
Yes.
One of the guys that we want to see today as well, especially against a team like this. But the prediction time is here.
Prediction time. Well, I'm going to say it's going to be heading most likely Volsung's way. Yep. So Volsung is going to be my pick on this map and also on the scoreboard. I'm going to say it's going to be 16-8.
16-8. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to actually write that down.
Definitely write that one down, because I'm going to say Volsung. That's kind of, at least for me, it seems logical. But the score I'm going to give is going to be 16-5.
Okay, I think. Do you feel like that's a bit harsh, or
that could be a bit harsh? But I think Volsung want to start off strong with the statements.
Okay, well, AYN have started off with a statement. They've actually managed to secure the knife round here, so curious to see if they will be willing to risk it and start on the terrorist side here, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case, as a team swap has come into play. So Volsung, obviously curious to see how they're going to start this one off. I am going to predict that most likely they will go for a set play in the first round, as I don't think it's going to be a rushed round in general. Okay. As for AYN, I would be expecting in the first round a 2-1-2 setup coming out on the CT side. So
most likely
just the guy in middle. Traditionally, he'll be checking out middle positions, but he won't be able to do much, most likely. And as we can see, the players are spinning up. And actually,
different thing.
Yeah, three players from AYN are heading towards B here, and you can see a boost already coming out from Volsung. So as I mentioned, this is going to be a set play with one of the players heading towards the doors, or squeaky doors as they're better known, towards A site. One player is going to be in A main with the bomb, and the remaining 3 are going to explode out through middle. And the execution is beginning now, so not much resistance distance in middle here, and Rocky is leading the way up on short here, and is about to find the first player. Instantly dings him and manages to secure a kill. The site is completely given up, and all 4 CT players are located towards truck, apart from one unlucky person. That is going to be Fields, who's going to go down to Whiskas here in connector, and Whiskas with an excellent flank one more time, gets the third kill as well. And oh my god,
Whiskas just going wild. But as well, AYN were not expecting Volsung to be anywhere where they were. They were checking complete different positions. Volsung got such free entry in the site as well.
Understandable from the side of AYN. B site is known to be ever so slightly weaker on the first round here, because the all well-known Glock train is something that's extremely hard to stop on a very fast rush towards B. We can see here that Kinder is looking to spot a player towards checkers. I believe he suspects that there might be a player there. Feels now with the perfect timing, does manage to get the first kill and instantly retrieves an AK here, and that's bad news on this side of Volsung.
That definitely is, but let's see, they're thinking about going towards middle, maybe one more time, yes, trying that B site, if it's easier to say, but they know that there's an AK, so why would they do that? Well, let's see, maybe it'll work out. It's gonna be Fields now with AK, instantly shut down. Remaining here with the Deagle, can he get even one kill? He's gonna get Whiskas through the smoke and tags one player, but that's going to be it. The Molotov, everything is in order for Volsung. CTs can't move inside that easily. Now it's all about retake or just doing some damage to the Volsung team so they don't get to save these AKs.
And there aren't any smokes remaining on this side of Volsung here, so they cannot really lock off any more of these positions. So push is bound to come through until here, dropping down instantly, gets shut down, but Krito has managed to find a player, will go down. Now only Kree remaining here versus ZFX, and he's gonna play Timon and gonna play this one smartly, obviously.
Ooh, but still ZFX with the win. He doesn't have the kit, and I believe there is no time for the defuse, but let's see, maybe he had just enough time to do it.
Can he make it?
The bomb should blow up any second now, and can he? No way. Actually, ZFX touches it. Whoa. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that's not really a round that should have been won, but I believe ZFX got ever so slightly lucky there that the AK was relatively close to him, so he managed to find it just in time. As we saw, this is probably as close as it gets, so Volsung really needs to bring it back here, but they also have a great opportunity to actually reset the economy of AYN here, and as we all know, probably one of the worst nightmares that could be is if you lose the first round, win the second one, lose the next following, and win another one, and then another round after that you lose. So like your economy gets reset twice, and therefore like on the CD side it's just instantly like a 5-2 scoreline that you're looking at that point. Here Whiskas up close indoors, probably just looking for any sort of sound cues where the players might be located at. There is limited amount of utility here. Kinder already up close towards short. Not entirely sure how they made it so quickly there without anyone being spotted. Obviously the smoke here blocking Tulip's vision, and the execute is bound to come through any second now.
Let's see, they're pushing out, checking their dispo, the player towards Car is gonna get him, but they're playing a little close up to Forklift, and Krito, he managed to get 2 before going down to Kree, and that leaves 2-on-3 situation for right now to retake. Let's see, it's gonna work out for them. As we can see, Volsung, they're not pushing, they're not being aggressive about this one. They're gonna play this one safe after the last round. They should understand them.
Yeah, so Kree boosted up here in a quad position now. Whiskas seeing the the grenade coming through now. Spots the first player towards the wall here, as the second is towards electric. He's gonna smoke himself off now, and Kree spots the first player, deals some damage, doesn't manage to get any kills just now as the players are pushing through. Kree managed to dispose of ZFX and finishes off, and that is going to be the second round here, and that's good news for Volsung once again. AYN most likely will be forcing up here in this round. As we can see, Fields has already bought a Deagle and a full armor as well as helmet, and a few other Deagles picked up here, and Krito on the CZ with the smoke grenade in hand. So Tulip trying to approach middle here closely with the Deagle. I would slightly doubt this play. I mean, it is still the Deagle, and as we saw, Husky there just checking the edge of the smoke, and perfect free kill for him, and that is going to be the man advantage going towards Volsung.
Exactly, it is. But I kind of understand Tulip. Like, they needed some change. They needed an aggressive player, and as we saw yesterday, Tulip is kind of flashy player. So pushing up there was kind of risky situation, but it could have paid off. But now let's see, as Krito, he's still waiting towards middle. The Volsung is already taking control of middle, clearing out the sandbags, checking they can move towards B because the bomb is still dropped, so they're gonna just look for the possibilities to pick up some players right here, right now, as they know that there's gonna be some force round, might be some submachine guns, but as you can see, there's only pistols there. And here, Krito in middle trying to get the kill, but ZFX is gonna get that one. As now did hear players moving in towards B side. The bomb is picked up and they're already moving towards that position, but Viscas here is gonna get one, looking for the second as well. Fields goes down, only 2 CTs remain. Let's see what can Inu do here. Maybe get the kill. That could definitely work out for them, just to get some weapons off, as they've been dealing tons of economical damage towards Volsung these past few rounds. And here, Yekinder through the wall gets Ino. Good job there.
The man knows his angles, as now ZFX desperate to find a weapon here. Does find an AK, so really needs to save this gun. There's also flashbang in his hands, and he just really needs to stay alive, because this one AK could, in theory, change the whole next upcoming round, which is most likely going to be a full economical round, meaning that the remaining players of AYN will not be purchasing any weapons here.
I believe he did hear Brocky. He did hear Brocky, but let's see who's gonna win. This duel is gonna be ZFX, who just in time peeks out to get Brocky. Now they know where he is, so he should be pretty scared, but we can see they're not even pushing him. They understand that they don't have that much money, although they do have quite enough.
Is sitting on 7,500 there and still holds on to the MP7, knowing that the next following round is going to be an economical one, as we already saw beforehand. So, your prediction of where ZFX is going to utilize this AK?
Let's see, maybe solo B sites. But no, he's not going solo. Oh no, he's going solo.
He's heading towards B here, so he's just going to be looking to see for any players that are going to try to cross into sight here. You know, almost, well, in a dangerous position there without any grenades, just with a USB in hand, safely crossing over here. ZFX checking corners here. There have been sound cues before already. Flashback coming out. It's Greed takes some serious damage to himself and still no trade damage in return. But the remaining players of Volsung are actually grouping up towards A, and Husky does manage to find Fields there, and A side is completely open. Kritu here desperate to land some shots, misses every single bullet, and now Husky pushing here, looking to deal some.
Gets it. Whoa, impressive stuff with the USPS. So now let's see, 4v3 situation. This could definitely work out. The bomb is planted, the time's ticking down. They don't have the kit, but they have some time to work with here. As you can see in middle, Creed checking if he can see anyone. He's going to spot the player, spray him down. Tulip goes down. Now Viscas, the next one in line, sorry. Can he get it? Nope, he can. There's going to be only 2 players now left. Cree with Brocky. Cree already has gotten the kill. Only ZFX remaining. The AK, will it be useful? No, Cree is going to take him down. And that's going to be the 4th round for Volsung.
Excellent match, excellent round coming out from Volsung. Their plan on just making sure and see how many players are towards B, and then accordingly doing the adjustment and putting through 3 players towards A side. And there was also Mac 10 that got the initial kill towards A side, meaning they were not willing to take any risks there. Really paid off. Now a smoke has been deployed towards middle here from the side of AYN, and there is one player boosted up towards terrorist mid side there. That is going to be Viscas, smoking off the connector here, just looking to see how many players he can spot. He knows there's definitely a player in connector, just judging off the bullet tracers there, and just making sure nobody has pushed up too close, because obviously, unless you know, you really don't want to push out here too wide. You're a easy target there. Molotov being deployed towards white box here, and Tulip desperate to deal some damage. Kree actually has been dinged down and left on 10 HP. Brocky will go down, and Tulip still going to peek for the second one. Ooh, actually gets the kill onto Kree, as well as he was already previously tagged up by Kritu. And an instant 5 versus 3 situation. AYN looking so really good here to turn this one back around.
Tulip, that's already the 3rd kill. They've given 3 kills away there. Husky now with 9 HP. Tulip even managed to deal some damage before going down. And that leaves Yekindar with 100 HP, Husky with 9 against 4 CTs. And this is the buy round for them, so they're going to be really happy about this one. So now let's see, what can they do here? As for now, Yekindar, he's going to check if he can move into the A side. There are 2 players there waiting. This could possibly be his time to shine. Fields up close, as well as Kritu with the R, but he's not checking all the position, but he is going to get Yekindar there. The timing worked out perfectly for him. And that's going to be all on Husky. Either deal some damage, but there's only 15 seconds left on the clock. He's going to find Kritu. He's going to check the car, but there's 1 player behind him. Has to be pretty careful, and instantly Fields from behind lines takes him down, saves the second up, and the score will now be 2-4.
Yeah, and as we saw previously, so AYN really Tulip saved the round for them, excuse me. And as we saw already yesterday, this is definitely a player that we most likely will be mentioning quite a lot this season, at least so far, judging by 2 games. It seems that he does feel confident enough to re-peak in those situations and actually land the kills and land the shots. You can see him now trying to deal some damage through this spammable wall. There is now Yekinder towards B here with the deagle in hand, just looking to spot any players through the sides of the smokes here. As you can see, usually feet or players passing by. I'm not entirely sure he was spotted there or no, but judging by position of ZFX.
Oh, the timing. Oh, Yekinder! Oh my god, he's going to get it. That is just impressive from a Latvian player, but at least takes him down. But that's already some attention brought towards the B side.
Yeah, so the presence is there, and you can see Fields in a slightly dangerous position with the AVP here. If the terrorist players would have rushed out in that specific timing, like you don't really want to be there in that position with the AVP. Molotovs now being deployed here, as also incendiary grenades coming out from the side of AYN here. Kritu being flushed out from that corner, forced to peek. Actually was kind of safe there, so free kill coming out for Brocky. And now Fields just making sure that he's not being flanked from highway. Gets the first kill. Tulip has managed to secure a second one, and also Fields knows that there's a player inside. Misses the nose scope, and Viscous now with also a trade kill coming in from Rocky. It is a 2 versus 1 situation. Tulip really needs to find this first entry here, otherwise he doesn't have a kit, so there aren't many options. He needs to do this one fast, or otherwise he needs to save. He does spot the player.
Yeah, he did spot the player, switches out to the M4, looking for the kill, but does not get lucky, as already there's one player pushing on forward to him. Does not spot the head of Viscous. Viscous managed to get it. It's going to be the 5th round for Wolfsong here on cash.
And this is a scary situation for AYN. Look at their money. Like, there's only Fields sitting on 3.5k. The remaining, there are 3 players on 1.5, 2 players, and another one on 1.8. Meaning that they actually need to force up this round. Well, generally you would do so. You can see 3 players have decided to leave some money behind, and obviously the next following round should in theory be also an eco round. They should be able to allow to drop themselves like P250s or something, but you really need another 2 rounds here. And Wolfsong really playing the economy game, looking like so far. Slightly odd push coming out from Yekinder here. There was no real trade potential. And instantly a 5 versus 4 situation here. So an execute coming out towards A side. The bomb is making its way towards A main. There are already 4 AYN players here. So they're walking into a trap. But Kree disposes of one of them. ZFX manages to trade back. And now Viscous and Tulip landing a very great head and gets the second.
Viscous. Brocky, the last man standing, 1v2 situation. He's playing against P250 and the Deagle, and he has no idea where Tulip went. So he has to be really careful about where he decides to peek. Tulip is hiding. That is perfect, as Ino is now getting closer. He's going to spot Ino, is going to take him down, as he has any idea where Tulip is. Now he spots him on the edge of his screen. He's going to go for the plant. He'll hear if Tulip's going to run to him, but this 1v1 could get really interesting. Tulip is ready with the op, as Brocky is now checking where can he go. This could be a mistake. Has to be careful, and Tulip gets it. 1v1 situations won by him. That's going to be the 3rd round for AYN.
Slightly unfortunate for Brocky there. I believe he couldn't really, like, there weren't really any clear signs of the fact that Tulip potentially might pick up an AVP, and obviously the play there was, well, in theory allowed in terms of thinking that the enemy still has the Deagle, but still huge props to Tulip. He really saved the round for his team there, managing to land those 2 beautiful Deagle headshots, as well as clutching it for his team there. Fields seemed to be tabbed out for a second, or lagged out. Hopefully it was just a tab out.
Yeah. He is fine now, as it looks for now. But let's see, Fields. He's gonna head into middle. Will he spot the bell? He's gonna spot Kree. Looking for more shots there. 2 players. He's still gonna get shot on Viscous. That is Tulip with 1 kill, but he's only going down, as there's still Fields in middle, but there's no one else there. Only Yekinder remaining. He is in the A side. Has to be pretty careful. Kritu is there waiting for him. Let's see how he decides to check this position. But Kritu on a bit of an off angle gets the duel against Yekinder.
And now AYN have actually returned the favor towards Wolfsong, and once again now Wolfsong's economy is destroyed, meaning that AYN actually have a very good chance to get back into this. And I must say, this is looking so far a lot closer than I thought it would be initially. So props to AYN. It seems like they have had a little team meeting after yesterday, just calmed themselves down, have said that, you know, it's their first game, they need to calm it. And I feel like Fields ever so slightly is picking up his pace also throughout this match, at least so far, gradually picking up kills.
And now let's see, they're trying to get into middle. They did spot Field just now, Husky. But can he actually take the player? Let's see if he will peek. And he will, and he tags up Husky. 33 HP left on the guy. As more so, they're looking to go for that A push, where there is Kritsu with Fields ready. So the AWP and the M4 are in the place. But let's see what's going to be their plan here. Well, they're going to do the jumping.
It looks like a run boost.
Run boost, exactly. So let's see.
No. Or not.
With that smoke, it's no use for them. Well, Fields through the smoke gets Cree. Very lucky for him.
An excellent sense of timing, I would say. One more time, Tulip here still dealing lots of amounts of damage in middle. Managed to find Husky as well as ZFX has taken down Viscas. Not only Yakinder and Brocky remaining here, and Yakinder only with the Glock in hand does manage to draw some amount of attention towards him, and Brocky really needs to go huge with this deagle. And as I said, he managed to get the first kill. Does he get the second? As he knows there is a player in quad position there. Fields does win out the battle with the AVP. Yakinder on rotation here, looking to see if he can catch any sort of perfect timing here and at least secure a bomb plan. He's going to be picking up the CZ here. Actually gets into the site almost.
No, there is Ino.
It looked so hopeful for 1 second there, but the off angle coming out from Ino was excellently played there by him.
What are the chances that my prediction will come true at this stage?
I would say quite slim.
Yeah, right. Because as you said before, it really looks like they have put some work after yesterday. And they're doing pretty good.
We did saw Inferno yesterday here, so a catch is a completely different cookie. Coming out here, Tulip 1 kill and doesn't really get the second, but never mind. The incendiary grenade will finish off Rocky as well. And one more time, Volsinger started off with a deficit. ZFX also gets a kill, and what the hell is going on?
Why is Yakinder doing that all the time? Like, this is like the third time he has died in that site when he starts pushing through the smoke. Of course, that's a good like element of surprise. It's already 3 times it hasn't worked out.
Looking from the side here, I'd say it looks like so far that like a strategy is being called by Volsung, but the players are very eager to make individual plays, and that is not only specifically towards Yakinder, but just in general. Just by judging off the fact that there aren't many one more times, as we saw yesterday in one of the games, there aren't many trade-off kills here. Whiskas does spot ZFX, that is, almost managed to take down Ino, but eventually the M4 recoil control probably wins over the AK. Yeah. So 6-5, AYN have taken initiative and taken control over this match
and
right now.
My prediction out of the window.
And of course, so you're losing already. Great,
that's good to hear.
Excellent start of the day here for us here in the studio. Now Yakinder approaching B here. He's gonna be deploying a flashbang, and ZFX one more time with the first kill. Ino helping out with 2 more. ZFX with another one, and now only Husky remaining here with the CZ in hand. Is running out of bullets, and the AVP. ZFX one more time. He's really showing up today.
Yeah, he definitely is, as you can see in the screen. 12 kills, top fragging. Top fragging for his team. But now let's see what's gonna happen here in the 13th round. Yakinder, he's with the Rocky as well, picks it up. Another side Fields with ZFX. So let's see ZFX bringing it towards the B site. There's one on A side, and they're not putting the AWP in the middle. You can see here, yeah, it's smoked off, and Fields is ready to help out from the highway if needed. As you can see, they're getting ready to get boosted. That looks like the thing. But now let's see, Viscas, can he find a player? He now spots him. Oh, Tulip.
Tulip, really, man, you need to be aware of this, or at least know that 100% your teammate is watching. So that's a free kill going towards Volsung's way, and they're looking really to capitalize on this by putting Whiskas. Nice. I'm just thinking about the end of the day, and like subliminal messages are coming out. Yes. Excuse me, I need a drink. But yes, so you can see Whiskas here up close here on short, so that put some amount of pressure onto AYN here, but they haven't really capitalized that much. And Fields, why would you want?
How does that even work out?
And why are you alive?
Yeah, right? Exactly, because there was one player close, and now they're pushing in through the smoke. They have taken control of the A side. The bomb is not there, but they are faking it. They're gonna head towards B side. Let's see if Fields can get any more kills, as all the players already have rotated. There's so much noise being made here by Viscas. All the attention is being grabbed. The bomb's rotating towards the A side, weirdly enough.
Regardless of Fields' kill here, you can see that the well, pardon my French, but apparently the bomb's going back towards A now. So is this a double fake, or am I
This is perfect position for Cree, but ZFX, he realized that could be happening. Perfect play. And that leaves only Husky with Brocky. and of course leaves V speechless. But let's see what's going to happen here. Saku is going to take down Inno. Perfect start already as the bomb has been planted. And now Fields with ZFX, they have to retake this one. Fields, he's in pretty good position. Can he get the timing right? But he does not know where the players are. And instantly there's Brocky with a kill, and Husky now moving out, looking if he can spot a player. But ZFX, he's either lagged out or just waiting for some exit frags.
Hopefully he's not lagged out. Hopefully he's just looking for some sound cues and obviously looking to see if he can dispose of any of these weapons remaining on the side of Wolfsung. This does mean that Wolfsung will gain another round and the scoreline is going to be 7-6. Still in favor of AYN here, and well, the game has picked up the pace dramatically, I would say, as we saw that play from Fields. Extremely risky, but it paid off. Initially, unfortunately, the double fake motion coming out from Wolfsung there most likely was an on-the-fly call, really threw them off.
Yeah, it really worked out. I really thought that there could be a more chance for the player rotating from the back lines. I believe it was Kree who was coming from behind lines, but ZFX he had.
It looks like we're having a technical pause here.
It could be Inno or who just disconnected.
Yeah, Inno has left the building. So here's a question that maybe you can answer me. Why Volsung's logo? Am I the only one who reminds me like that's a cock?
Actually, I was thinking more of a Loch Ness monster, man. I know,
Right, maybe you're on different mushrooms than I am, but still, obviously, having this technical pause here gives us a chance to slightly talk about this round. This play coming out from Wolfsung was a great opportunity to show what exactly means that a very good on-the-fly call adjustment here. I mean, the B rotation already most likely would have done it, but this means that the round was actually secured twice. Now, just off the fact that Creed died, already pushing into, well, relatively CT spawn there through the B site, gave the idea for AYN players that B site, obviously, well, they knew that it was completely open, but they also gave the idea that Creed most likely has already, in a timely fashion, passed off the information, meaning, therefore, that they should be rotating back. And that's exactly also the moment when Wolfsung players decided that the bomb is going to be heading back towards A, meaning that, like, literally on the map, the players are constantly switching places diagonally, and it really messes with your mind when you're on the side of AYN there, trying to understand where the hell the bomb is going, because mind you, the bomb didn't really show at any point in time. Therefore, like, AYN players never really knew. Has the bomb already made it towards the A side? Is the bomb already towards B? Did Kree just drop it off in B side and decided to push into CD spawn? Like, this is the situation how you can abuse this map specifically, just keeping the players guessing. Obviously, AYN having 3 players only alive on that side. I already wrote down for myself there still round 13, just what? And I would strongly suggest for everyone at home to watch the replay one more time, because you really need to see that one and pay attention to the radar on that one.
Yeah,
but so far, what about the stats? Who's really showing up?
At the moment, Viskas in the Volsung team has been one of the star players, been showing up. We can see Yekindar, he has had so many weird situations where he just goes inside and dies through the smoke, so he hasn't been showed up at all. And he's one of the guys that we really expect to be on top of that board.
Well, he has been trying to abuse really good spawns. Like, I mean, he gets the first spawns towards B. He just doesn't manage to capitalize on them. Yeah. Had a few situations where he tried to push through smokes and so on.
And for Tulip, until the 4th round, he had no kills. In the 4th round, he got those 3 kills in the middle. You can see already from this one, he's on top of the scoreboard for his team. That shows that this guy, he just needs a bit more rounds to understand how the game goes, and then he's ready to strike.
And obviously now Fields also seems to have shown up a lot more than he was on point in terms of yesterday. And one more time, that crazy jump, risky play towards the, what do you even call that position? I don't even know.
Towards highway.
Towards the highway, the elevated building, I would say, jumping from Electro. There,
and one more thing is, I believe yesterday Fields was not the guy who picks up the op. They always gave op to another player, and today Fields picking up the op and it's working out for him. So maybe they did as well that change.
Well, you know, certain teams prefer different players on certain maps. Like
Yeah,
just off the fact of what kind of AVP players there are. So perhaps that is the situation. One more time, Catch is considered to be a widely open map, meaning that the AVP can essentially be played in almost any position.
Yes.
Well, in theory, any position, just some of them are a bit too risky, but still for like a one and done situation, that's also something to take into account here. So overall, extremely impressed so far with the match. I would say, judging from the side, Volsung,
did they underestimate their opponent? Maybe.
Perhaps in a sense, perhaps they watched their match yesterday and thought this is going to be an easy game. Obviously, AYN have definitely made adjustments here. Slightly hard to judge because obviously we're going to see more Volsung games coming up in the near future here. But what I wanted to say is that Volsung really need to start playing more closer like a team. This is exactly what I was talking about yesterday, where you can see this sort of mix play style coming out of them. So, I mean, you just group up, guys. Just talk to each other, because it looks like there's not enough communication going on. There's disbelief in each other to a certain sense, like in the sense that you're not really willing to go and trade your life for the life of your teammate.
Yes.
And that is not essentially
Now,
how
as
you
we can
need
see,
to
the
play.
game is unpaused. We can head back into it.
Happy days, happy days. And actually, it looks like it's going to be an instant A push, and the Fields here is going to be greeted instantly by 3 players. The Flash, he gets kills, gets the team kill on top of things. And now
Why
only
not?
Kree and Brocky remaining here. A 2 versus 4 situation. Fields takes down Brocky as well, and now only Kree here with the AVP. A huge task on his head, an excellent flick coming out of him. And he's going to be looking to get another free kill here, as he's probably trying to play mind games ever so slightly with the AYN players remaining. And Kree taking his time, but taking your time in a situation like this might be the key towards victory. As you can see, Ino already doubting what exactly is going on here. So Kree definitely has the chance to plant the bomb in this one, and this is going to be an extremely close round. And you can see AYN players most likely will remain grouped up, not in a long distance from each other here. So Kree is going to decide to go for a safe plant.
And he's leaving himself with the op as well. So he wants to have these kind of battles, and they're both going to head from car. Oh, this could be disaster for Volsung, but let's see, will they double peek? Now he's gonna see them, but ZFX with the kill clutches around, and the score will be 8-6. That's also your prediction.
Yeah, so I mean, the issue in that situation was that Kree couldn't really go back into into A main to actually switch out the weapon.
Yeah.
If you notice, like, none of the remaining T players actually made it out of
there was
A
a
main.
weapon right in front of him before he was going into sight, so that was
Yeah, but I
kind
mean,
of
he would have to cross the sight line from the truck there, so that's like a dangerous move to play, and he really didn't have any other choice. Tulip,
Oh, I really thought he's gonna take his chances. And
What?
he's going to
there's-
see Yekindar right in front of him through the smoke. One more time, right as he goes out of the smoke, Yekindar gets shut down.
So an instant prediction coming out there. Kree does manage to trade back with Fields there, and now he's being expected, and
That was close for both sides, but Tulip was ready for that peak as well.
that's one of those moments where you're just sitting there and like, how is that not a headshot?
Right, yes.
Because like, there's
exactly.
not really much other body parts exposed in connector, like for the connector player there. So Kree really thought he had the upper hand here, and he did the correct prediction there with the pre-fire as well. Unfortunately, it didn't play out in his towards his way. But now Husky here with the bomb, making his way towards middle ever so slowly, picking up the AK and looking to see if he can secure any kills here. But in the meantime, Credo has already managed to find Brocky here and knows there's another player in A main.
Ooh, even
tags him up and also deploys the nade, so Viscas manages to evade that. But Husky coming in with 2 huge kills here. A 2 versus 2 situation, dropping off Viscas, and now only Husky remaining. 79 HP, AK in hand, and 1 flashbang.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. What's going to be his plan? I believe the vent was shut out, so he can move towards the B sites. Oh no, it's not shut out. So he'll make noise in the middle as well. That's, I believe, ZFX. Yeah, he hears all the sound cues that he needs. They're going to both rotate towards the B site. Let's see how Husky plays this one, different from Kree. He has the AK in his hands, already a bit different, and the flashbangs are there as well. Let's see, one heading up. They haven't, both of them actually going there. Although, is still checking Venomous, pushing into CT, so making sure so Husky doesn't go for any kind of cheeky plays. But he's already in the checkers.
Oh, I love this angle
So
coming out from Husky. He's actually going to be hiding now here in the what I used to call an NBK. position. Not entirely sure how it's called. Worldwide, and you know, tapping the bomb just once just to see if he can flush out one of the players.
And he's not seeing the bomb planter. That's kind of bad situation, but the bomb is going to be defused in the end. Just not enough time for Husky to clutch this one, and AYN, they get to have 9-6.
9-6, definitely an impressive side. Obviously, Volsung most likely. Still, 6 rounds on the side of the terrorists is not something that you're going to be hugely disappointed on, Cash. But it does mean that you really need to win this first round. So I would like to see. Actually, I would like to see a classical approach coming out from Volsung here, because with these teams that you're playing against, if you haven't played against them beforehand, like rushing together like this towards B might be the end of your days, as now Husky spots a huge amount of players here. Actually, Viscus shuts down one, gets the second one tap, unfortunately will go down to Kritter Derther, so still a 3 versus 3 situation now. Kree will be dropped, and that is going to be a 3 versus 2 now, as Brocky just fighting everyone at this point.
He's peeking out 3 players, see him. Yekindar as well in the same position. I know it's the best position, but they're trying to cancel out Team AYN first before they move into the side, and the players are hitting. The bomb is planted. Yekindar spots him. He can't get the headshot. He tags one player up. Brocky now moving in. He's looking for the kill. He can't get it. He's running out of bullets, and Krito will kill him off there in the end, leaving the scoreline now to 10-6. Impressive from AYN. I was not expecting this.
Well, I feel like it's going to be shameful Mondays pretty soon for the both of us.
Yes.
As so far, AYN have definitely taken over initiative here, 10-6, starting off here on the second half, and in theory, which should be an 11-6 scoreline fairly soon. We'll see what's going to happen here, as now Husky with the 5-7, ever so slightly unpopular weapon after the meta change, but still can deal a lot of damage. As we all know, it has good stats in the armor penetration section, so still can deal a lot of damage to these armored players on the side of AYN. And obviously you can see AYN have taken definitely a super passive approach and just making sure no pushes are happening, and most likely will wait till I would say like 45-50 second time before they actually position themselves closer towards any specific site. And one of the players just stopped dead in his tracks on the side of AYN. I'm not too sure which one is that. Tulip.
Yeah, but he's moving. It looks like it's all good. Maybe there are some issues.
So Tulip is having a tea break there in the middle of the economical round, just not really too bothered about anyone pushing. He is standing with the knife in hand. Perhaps the buttons on the keyboard are not working. We don't know, but Husky is still reluctant to push into middle with the 5-7 in hand. Still a very great position there to be with that weapon. Yekindra also posted up in quad here towards AYN, and is bound to find a player or two. The second Kree with the pre-fire towards the angle there. Flashback coming in through Team AYN. Kree does manage to find one player. Is expecting for the players from doors coming out. Gets huge amounts of damage down, but Husky and Broky both finding the players here. And now a 2 versus 2 situation with Husky remaining on 10 HP here. Whiskey pushing towards A site. Viscus. Still, I'm calling him Whiskey.
Yes, you're doing that, but that is great. Just keep on doing that. It's working really out, and I think he's going to be happy about his nickname change. But let's see now, Fields, can he do it? Because he's the last man standing on his team. One of the players just got disconnected. Maybe it was ZFX, but now he did spot one of the players going to find him. They didn't see him, and he's going to win this one. Oh my god, 11-6, AYN do it. But yes, it was Tulip that had some lags, and he disconnected from the game. I don't know if he was killed before that or he managed to die before that.
I believe he was actually alive, wasn't he?
That could have been the case there.
I'm sorry, I was just staring on the ground because of my foolishness in the sense of calling Viscus continuously Whiskey.
Yes. But I think he should be happy because like...
This is water, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really? This is water.
Let me smell. Yes, it is water. It's water, yes. Definitely. Me too.
Okay, I'll try to keep on track with the nickname of Whiskers there. One more time, we do have another technical pause coming out. Unfortunately, one of the players that is Tulip,
yes, exactly,
is experiencing some issues. We currently don't have much more information about that. But
no, Tulip is back. ZFX is missing now.
Oh, excuse me. Well, they're just swapping in with issues, like passing them on and so on.
Yes, and unfortunately, this is the only pause that we've seen in this tournament. We haven't seen a tactical pause.
Yeah, there hadn't been many tactical pauses coming out of these players, and I currently don't understand why. Perhaps it's just the initial excitement of starting off this fresh season with both of these teams. Well, and they're experiencing their second game now, but obviously when you're in the lead, you're not really thinking much about tactical pauses, even though we have seen some in bigger league tournaments.
And Team ACP eSports, who didn't get in this tournament as well, and GOEXANIMO tournament, they always will take the tactical pauses. But no other team is doing that as often anymore. Like in season one, at the end of the season.
Pauses can definitely be abused, even in the sense that even if you're in the lead, you can just compose yourself just to calm yourself down. We are going to be heading back into this match, and it is going to be the 18th round coming out here. One more time, AYN are leading the way with 11-6 in their favor, and the B set is completely empty. It was a middle stack coming out from Volsung here, so it looks like was with the ZFX were slightly surprised with the Mac 10s. They were expecting like to see or get some sort of resistance, and now they've been put in a position where you sort of need to push these fights to gain back the value of the Mac 10 weapon there. Kree posting up himself towards middle here, some players towards A side, but generally they're just waiting for any pushes towards CD spawn. The bomb is bound to explode soon, and Tulip seems to be slightly eager to gain some frags. Does spot a player towards connector here, taking some amount of damage and not really willing to take these fights, as now Tulip disposes of Kree, and Ino has managed to find 2 kills for himself. That's a lot of money already gained on their side with the bomb plant on top of hands. Tulip trying to survive here, and
the time just ran out. Yes, exactly. The bomb exploded, everything was fine there. 12-6. What Volsung has to change? What they need to change there?
Volsung really need to start to play more proactively. They're trying to approach this game in a classical sense, which in a lot of times will work out, but in a situation like this, you really need to take over the pace of the game, meaning that you need to be like pushing into B lobby here with like 2-3 players, or 2 players into B lobby with another player in backup just in case everything goes south. But you need to start gaining some grounds here, as obviously they haven't really tried to boost over middle. There haven't been any pushes coming out from Volsung into middle, and obviously no B lobby presence here. So one more time, players coming in here through now. Viscus gets 1 kill, Husky gets the second, but they will be instantly dropped by Tulip. One more time, a nickname we've heard so many times this evening. Exactly. And now Kree with the perfect timing does manage to spot one of the players in a 3 versus 2 situation. Volsung seem to be slightly gaining ground here, as now Brocky disposes inevitably of Tulip, and Fields left in a 1 versus 4 situation. Can he clutch this for his team? And he will be dropped by Brocky there. And just curious to see, can we see Brocky's stats for a second, please?
Brocky at the moment, 12 kills, 13 deaths, 0 assists. 0
assists, yes. Well, at least we know if he shoots at you, he kills you. Yes. He doesn't leave you with any health bars remaining.
One more time we have the pause. Unfortunately, the ZFX one more time has disconnected. We have no idea what's up. Hopefully it's not some kind of big issue. They're still winning. Of course, this round was lost. It was after 5-round loss streak that only Volsung could strike back. You can see the mid game has been completely in control. I find that there haven't been any wiggle room for Volsung to work with. In the last, how many rounds that is? 5, 6, 9. Okay, in 13 rounds, they won only 2 rounds. That is just a kind of bad news.
And we also have found out that you can count.
Great. I can count.
Amazing.
That is true.
So 12-7, still in favor of AYN here. Extremely pleased to see themselves regain composure after yesterday's loss, and potentially putting up a win here on their half, as now Kree will be heading towards middle here. It looks like the sandbag position, is going to be his position in this round here. This, of course, Flames towards the boost position, and ZFX looking to trade some damage back with that AVP already boosted up in this position, pre-aiming the white box here, and is not going to find any players just yet.
But let's see now, will Brocky peek out a bit more aggressively? He's still checking middle, so that leads Kree just checking the upper, Brocky is checking the lower, so the probably won't be too successful if he doesn't check the sandbag position. But he doesn't want to risk it to peek out that far. He's going to wait this angle, be patient about it.
But sometimes you need to risk it to get the biscuit.
Yes, yes. I was hoping to hear that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, let's see
Back
now.
to the game still, it's a bit of a standstill coming out from both of these teams as Volsung is starting to realize they don't really have any much room left for errors here. And as I say that, Whiskas does manage to give an upper hand situation for his team by dropping Tulip, and that is a huge player on the side of AYN here to go down, as he seems to be really like the backbone of his team in this match here. Brocky with an interesting flashbang there, greatly
Making their one. Brocky can, how much can he do damage? 2 kills already for him. ZFX, there's still one more player left. This was really good round for Volsung. They quickly understood that players are going to come to the A site. 4 players rotated towards that A site. And as you can see, ZFX, this leaves him nothing but to save the weapon.
And he only has $100 in his bank. They really need to get this AVP out of his hands now. Like, Volsung really should be throwing everything from their side to dispose of this op. They most likely don't know how much money he has in the bank, but still, unfortunately, they won't be able to do so. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be like after that first kill into Team AYN here in the final seconds of the round, that they will go all in and actually hunt him down, because that was extremely important for them to dispose of this AVP. As you can see, force a buy coming out on the side of AYN here. Kritio actually having only an MP7 in hand. Fields here with the AK heading towards B. It is going to be smoked off, and obviously a pre-nade coming out from Volsung, making sure nobody has pushed up close, or if they have, they will be punished for it. Yakinder looked keen to push doors there for a second, but it seems like he changed his mind and realized that's probably not something I should be doing. And now Brocky with the incendiary grenade, making sure nobody's boosted up, and ZFX with the AVP just checking for shroud position there.
Let's see, yes, I don't understand why AYN has been so slow. I think they should change the pace at some point. They lost 2 rounds in a row with this slow game, and here Fields just spotted the player. Let's see if he can find the player. Who is it there? That is Viscus, who is waiting patiently for some players to push in front of the smoke. But there is this Kree. He has found Tulip in the A main. There is, of course, one more player pushing in. ZFX will try to avenge his teammate. That doesn't look like it's going to be the case. As well, pushing on forward. More or so looks like it's going to be an A push, but you can't say for sure.
Yeah, the bomb is still dropped on the ground. There's still another 40 seconds remaining here, but as the clock approaches 25, you really need to be already closer towards the site that you're going to be taking by this time. ZFX quickly checking every odd and not odd angle along the way as far as time allows him to do so. Kree here with the flashbang towards A main. Now Whisk is finding Fields, and that was towards B, and I believe they actually pushed B lobby beforehand and checked and didn't see any players, so let's see if they're going to be ready for the remaining 3 players coming in. Obviously Sound Q is coming out, and Whisk needs to go huge, will be dropped instantly by, now Husky has to save it for his team. He'll also go down, but ZFX will be dropped by the Flames. Brocky here up in heaven, jumping down towards side. Can he make it?
He didn't. No, he does not get the kill. I thought he's going to deny the bomb plan, but that was not the case. Not even getting the kill. Kree gets the kill. That leaves Inu alone here in the site. They're also rethinking their approach towards this position. Inu gets one. Inu looking for the second, but Yakinder finally he shows up. He's going to get the kill, and now when the Flames will stop, he's going to defuse the bomb. That's going to be the 9th round for Volsung. Already 3 rounds in a row lost. AYN, they should start think about either tactical timeout or maybe like change pace of the game. Maybe go a bit more faster.
Yeah, this is the moment when you're in the lead and you're taking a pause, because the team that's behind is starting to gradually grab back some amount of control, just off the fact that they're not doing anything too differently. They're just winning the rounds, and after you start to lose a few in a row being in that position, that's where the experience kicks in, because the players who have more experience will be able to compose themselves better, and that means that if you're on the losing side, which is currently still Volsung, that means a definitive comeback coming into this match, as well as for AYN. Obviously that should be a moment where you use this time, especially being in this round, to compose yourself. Kree, just a meat grinder here indoors, manages to secure 3 kills, deals a lot of damage on the second one, will be taken down by Viscas, and Yakinder will finish off Fields here, and that is going to be 12-10. Ladies and gentlemen, we once again, same as in the last match of yesterday, we really do have a match on our hands.
Yeah, we do have. Let's see, will AYN will take the notes and be a bit more aggressive. They pick up 2 ops here as terrorists. That's quite an interesting approach. But let's see, it could work out. Fields, he's gonna instantly get smoked off in the middle. Tulip, how much information will he gather? There is one player waiting. He was spotted. So now he goes on, but he instantly sees Brocky. And I believe Brocky, he was the player with the op in that scenario. So that's quite unfortunate.
That is indeed unfortunate. It is already going to be a man advantage coming out for AYN here, and Brocky, definitely a rifle you don't want to lose, especially in such a close scoreline as this. You can see instantly the adjustment coming out here. Viscous will be boosted into vents and most likely will be left there to have another player rotating from sandbanks towards highway here. And now Yikinder finding a player towards A main and no trade coming in, so the playing fields are even. The bomb is towards A site now, but doesn't look like it's going to be executed just yet. I would suggest for the B players, and that is going to be Critter alongside Krito, excuse me, with the help
That
of
is
his
the
teammate.
bomb dropped down. Tulip just died and dropped down the bomb while none of his teammates were near him.
That's a huge mistake.
Yeah,
that is a huge mistake, because now the CTs have control of the bomb, and obviously Yikinder has already pushed into A main, and they'll line up one more time for Yikinder now. Everything going south for AYN, and only Ino left remaining here with 30 seconds. The doors are closed. The CT players are already pre-firing it, and they're, just probably praying he's unnoticed, but well, the players are so experienced definitely now that he gives away in his position, and Yikinder shows up for the match. Definitely has gained some frags in the last remaining rounds here, as it is going to be 12-11. The match has come ever so close, as now once again AYN seems to be forced to buy a few pistols and a few armors around the board.
Yes, and that's this round, if they lose, it's going to tie the game up. And then, as we saw before, and as I said before, also on CT side, they could be a bit more stronger, and that is the case here. I'm really thinking AYN, they need to rethink their approach towards this game.
And you can see now AYN are going to be trying.
They already did this. They already did this with the pistols. The round before. So how is this going to work differently?
Not entirely how this is going to work when all 5 players have deagles in hand and you want to funnel through doors.
Yes. The flash comes through, complete full flash for Yikinder, and he doesn't even get 1 kill, but there is Brocky with a second half shot. Can he get anything else, as there is one player close towards Portugal? Now he spots him, he's gonna miss the shot, the bomb will be planted, and the retake's on its way. But Brocky, he's doing everything he can. He'll go down in the end, but there is still fields up with the deagle, but that won't be any kind of hard work for Cree.
Okay, Brocky, I get him.
Yeah.
Don't give the AVP to this guy. He's definitely not afraid to play it extremely close with the terrorist players funneling into the site there, and obviously slightly unfortunate he didn't get that kill in forklifts initially, but then afterwards the kill in quad position, that was a very quick flick adjustment coming out from him. So 12-12, even playing field, double AVP setup coming out from AYN on cash here. So this round most likely will be a slow one, as obviously you really need to gain your value with these AVPs and you need to find entries first. So they're going to be looking to get these entries, as now Brocky in shroud position, just making sure along the side of Husky to keep him safe, as he is already pushing towards into A main, and that is a lot of information gained.
I want to know how much
CT.
information Ino has, how much he has heard. Does he know that there's one player in the shroud position or not?
It doesn't look like, but Tulip actually has found Yikinder here towards middle, so that's good news for AYN and gives them some amount of confidence. But Viscous, Husky still is going to be a huge factor here in Team AYN. As you can see, the remaining terrorist players are gathering up, and Tulip.
Can he get the shot off here? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. There's one player waiting up close. Will the flash come through?
Timing.
Oh, the smoke coming through. Can he get timing? No, he won't get the timing right, but now at least they know that there's one up close.
And Husky, he's going to push through this smoke instantly to backstab the player, as he heard he was running away, and that is one more time a lot of information again. You can see already a rotation coming out from Cree, heading towards B. They know this is going to be a B hit. Husky could have potentially just been spotted by the players through doors. It doesn't look like he was spotted, so he should hear sound cues. Oh my god,
behind him, he just heard him, and he still is gonna get the kill. Now let's see, as they're moving inside, there are 2 players there. Viscous with Cree, both ready. Cree's looking for the kill, he can't find it just yet. Now Viscous moving out, is gonna find one, looking for the second. There are 3 players there, but already from the back lines. Husky moves in, we're gonna find one. Tulip with the kill back.
And only 10 seconds remaining here, there's not a lot of time. Krito needs to really push this side and get this kill. He does manage to do so. Brocky gets Tulip here, so it is a 1 versus 1 situation. Brocky heading towards heaven. The bomb has been planted.
And the grenade.
Literally beneath Krito.
Yes. Just the perfect position to throw out grenades. Brocky realizes what's going to happen. The bomb has to be planted in that time. And also they read the game perfectly, and they win the round.
So the bomb plant, alongside with the round lost bonus, money that AYN players have received for the past few rounds now. Exactly, has given them the chance to buy up one more time. Inno has purchased the AVP here as well. I don't believe I've seen him before. Oh yeah, the AVP was passed on to ZFX. So just slightly surprised there. 12 to 13. Wow, how many turnarounds can we see in this match?
I think this should be the last one. I think Volsung has finally grabbed the hold of the game. Yes, exactly. They take -75 off of Tulip, and you can see there's nothing changes too much from AYN, as they are just taking the control of A main, but they're not pushing in and not being too aggressive. One player in the squeaky. They put some pressure towards B site, but one more time they're going to try to hit this A site. Let's see if that's going to work out, because there are the players ready. Yekindar and of course Kree. And we saw before how this went down. Kree just sprayed them down and the round was over. Let's see if that's going to happen here, as they should know that there's one player there. But as he pushed in, he's going to see one's going to look for the second. He's going to find him as well. Fields
they keep losing to the same stuff.
Elino as well goes down. Perfect play from Volsung.
AYN really don't learn from their mistakes, as now Husky has already pushed into B lobby here. Now only Kree remaining, does manage to finally drop Kree, who did secure a 3k in this round for himself off the back of that pop flash. And now Kree actually finds a second player, and he's still there, 35 seconds on the clock, but the bomb is on the red box.
Oh no.
So no way to retrieve that when you're solo, and will be shut down by Viscas.
He get boosted up, and then he shut down enemy player, 14 to 12. Now they will have the buy rounds. Okay, they have tried to approach the A sides in many different ways, from Squeaky, from main, but they haven't had that mid control estimated. They haven't gone through middle almost at any times, and maybe that's the case.
It looks like AYN are slightly afraid to try and gain mid control here. Excuse me, a nade coming out here, a huge grenade.
Oh, the timing! He's gonna get one kill, but let's see. Husky now has to hold before his teammates get here. As you can see, they're pretty slow about this one. Only now they're moving in. Husky spots one. He knows where the other player is. They sprayed him down. Only Fields remains that Brock is there with the from middle. He comes in, takes him down, and as you can see, 15 to 12, the match point for Volsung.
It seems that as long as you have experience on your side, you can come back from any situation. I remind you that at one point in time, the scoreline was something like 11 to 6 in favor of AYN, and they have been. This is the moment when you are crushed as a team. I don't see a way back into this game for AYN. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. As you can see, Husky has already managed to find Kritu here. No trade really possible there, even though Husky has been left on 13 HP after that battle. Yakinder has heard the player in squeaky doors and just looking to see for any players that are going to be crossing over here. Fields making a lot of noise here, and especially that Molotov in forklift definitely giving away his intentions. As you can see, the remaining 3 players that are going to be getting towards middle here, and the bomb is still in the beginning of Team AYN, I believe.
Yes, it is at the moment, but let's see, because he did peek out, he was spotted, but now they grab the bomb. Looks like they're going to slowly try to move towards the A side. Yekindar, he got tagged there, so he knows there's some players in A main, maybe, or was it from Squeaky? I'm not quite sure, but let's see which side they decide to go to. As you know, he has the bomb, but how will he enter the side? There's 3 players there. It's going to be pretty tough. Yekindar is on spot, Kree as well, waiting for that A main push. And
they really haven't really made any sound cues or any sort of presence towards B lobby in the beginning or in the middle of this round. So obviously Volsung here, knowing that middle is also not taken, really have no doubt about this being an A hit, and a Kinder just cleaning hounds here. 2 clean headshots will eventually be taken down by ZFX, and Kree now with a single kill coming in here. Can he get the second? Whiskas will clean it up, and it is going to be 12 to 6 in favor.
12 to 16.
12 to 16, excuse me, yes.
Volsung, they get it. It looks pretty scary for Volsung in the start, and I definitely thought that AYN will take this one, that Volsung were just too, I would say, overconfident at first, but as you said, the experience, it just goes through.
The experience really just shined through, and you can see actually, well, Kree was an extremely stable player on the city side here towards the A side. I would say one of the key reasons why they were able to manage to bring it back, because he played like 2-3 situations with that pop flash towards A main, and he really has that perfect timing there where the terrorists literally have no chance after just being flashed of surviving somehow, and he usually gained like 2 kills plus extra damage in that situation, and that's a lot of firepower out of the other side here. So obviously, first of all, congratulations to Volsung.
Yes.
Thank you for the amazing game. That was quite a comeback to see, and one more time, a great showcase of a reason why they are here. And also congratulations to Brocky with his first game in the Baltic eSports League.
He was impressive, especially with that up.
Yeah, that AVP round really left a flashy image in my mind of him as a player in general. A bit about the match itself, I would say. Initially, I didn't really understand the situation of Volsung losing 3 players. Then I believe that was the round number 6. Where 3 players were killed by ZFX. Oh no, excuse me, Tulip managed to secure 3 kills in the middle without any real trade.
Fourth round. Sixth?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
I write it down. Okay.
Then until the 6th round, Tulip didn't have any kills.
Yeah, that's exactly. That was a huge confidence boost for him, and we saw pretty dominant play coming out afterwards from his side. And then we have followed that with that round 13 situation, where it was a completely crazy round in terms of how rotations should be played and when you're calling on the fly. So for all people that are learning, I definitely suggest to really analyze what happened in this round, especially just off the fact, as I said, like the radar exactly shows what happens when you get your timings right when you're calling on the fly. So that's a huge round to learn from. Obviously, it was off the fact that the Volsung players capitalized on some of the mistakes that AYN players made, but it shows you how good mid-round calls can secure a crucial round, essentially. And then afterwards, we had a few situations where it was the scoreline was 12-8, still in favor of AYN, I believe.
Yes.
And like Volsung weren't really too eager to change the pace. And then afterwards, when a few rounds passed and they were still winning these rounds eventually out, that you can see already gradually how it changes from them just winning out rounds to AYN not being able to adjust their pace to the actual game of what's happening on the board. So like a really good match in terms of what you should see from an experienced team versus perhaps a team that has like 1 or 2 more experienced players on their side only, and also great strat calling coming out from Volsung. You can really see how the team came together in the very last moments there and asking for pop flashes, asking for like their teammates to help out, and you could see that in the final last 5-6 rounds, Volsung players really had backup behind their backs at all times, and that's exactly what you want to have on the being on the CD side here.
That was definitely the case, but enough with that match. I want to remind you about Volt giveaway. Of course, we are partners with Volt, and they are offering 10 euros every single day to one of our lucky viewers.
Ooh.
So,
yeah.
What do you think about Volt? Do you like it?
Well, as we already found out yesterday, the food is quite good.
Perfect.
The delivery is fast.
Oh, super fast.
Yeah, well, we ordered in the beginning of the match, and by the beginning of the next one, we already were eating. So, Unfortunately, you didn't hear the eating because the microphone was muted yesterday.
Yeah, luckily you didn't hear the eating because this guy all through the house.
Listen, man, you're gonna lose the prediction game, and then on next Shameful Monday, you actually, speaking of which, I believe I am correct in saying that you lost this prediction.
I did lose this prediction.
So
yes,
I'm just
because
gonna write that down.
Yes, but this is only 2-2. You only tied our playing field. Yes, and after the next game...
but the experience, man. You see what just happened.
Of course, the experience game. And how long have I been casting? You've been only playing the game. I've been talking about the game, I believe now for 5 or 4 years even.
Okay, I'm gonna choose literally the worst possible punishment for you.
Oh, perfect. But for now, we're gonna head in small break. When we come back, Team Red Eye versus the Celtic Lithuanians. Oh no, sorry, Estonians versus Latvians.
Like the sound of big booming 4v4 friend fragging action? We'll fix you up. Go big, go boom with guns of boom.
wait until another, when I got nothing on my mind. I just can't wait to rediscover when I meet with you again. Oh, I just can't wait until the summer, when my spirit's free, no one's stopping me now. I just can't wait until the summer, when I meet with you again. Yeah, I just can't wait until the summer, when my spirit's free, no one's stopping me now. I just can't wait until the summer, when I meet with you again. Yeah, I just can't wait, 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 wait. I just can't wait, 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 wait. I just can't wait, wait. I just can't wait until the summer, summer, summer. I just can't wait until the
League Season 2. Now the second game of Day 2. As we can see here is going to be Team Red Eye versus a Celtic. We know a Celtic, we know the players. We don't know too much about Red Eye, only that I saw them play in the qualifiers. Mark Boyce was the player who's standing out. We can see now on the screen as well the team lineups. On the side of Team Red Eye, we have Flunk, Brax, Mamzel, Martbois, and Comiono. On the side of Celtic, of course, Displex, Nopper, Devor, Hoplo, and Rexel. For Latvians, all the players are known. For Team Red Eye, as I said before, I believe they're kind of new players. Let's see if Martbois can stand up, or maybe some other players will stand out. But what can you say? Who's going to take this one?
I'm actually going to go ahead and go on the side of the relative wild card here. I'm going to say that Red Eye is going to take this one, just based off the fact that I believe Celtic then haven't really played that long in this particular lineup, and also knowing a few of these players and knowing their flaws, especially on this map, I don't think that Celtic are going to take this one, but I do believe it's going to be a close one. So I'm going to say that Red Eye are going to win this one with the scoreline of 16-11.
Okay, that's pretty close. And I'm going to go with the Celtic 16-9.
16-9, okay.
I believe Team Red Eye, they will have some rounds and anything else, but Celtic, they should adapt. And their firepower is just kind of sometimes over the line. As you know, Rexel, kind of like, he was playing in 1.6, I believe.
Yeah.
He, like, a few months ago, started playing GOEXANIMO tournaments when he has had some great moments. And the other players as well. Displex, he has been playing with many teams. I believe he was part of Volsung at one point as well.
Devor and Hoplo both are definitely experienced players in terms of LAN attendance, and they do have a good amount of CS experience behind as well. They've played, I believe, two of them actually have both at some point in time have also played in the lineup of Skin Lords.
Yes, as well.
So these players are known to be good shooters, good killers, and hopefully we're going to see that coming out today, but I'm still going to stick to my pick. And that is going to be Red Eye. Curious to see what Martbois can bring to the table. As I understand from your previous experience watching these teams in the preseason qualifiers, that he could be the potential X factor for his team here, and hopefully he switches on for his team, because I don't want to lose this prediction game.
Let's see if he will or will not. Team Red Eye, they did win the knife round. I believe they should stay on CT side on Mirage.
Yeah,
it's a more favorable side as well.
Well, usually, like, I mean, if you are the lesser experienced team, in theory or on paper, most likely you will choose the relatively easier side, even though Mirage is considered to be slightly terrorist favored if you have a good amount of aggression coming out.
Oh, and the Celtic, they do have that aggression.
Yeah.
What do you think? So let's see how the first round will go, as we're now jumping into the game. Team Red Eye versus Celtic, Estonians versus Latvians. Let's see who can take this one, as already a Celtic instantly moving towards the A side. They do have one smoke, two flashes, both on Devor. So now let's see Momzel with Martbois. What can they do? Can Martbois show up instantly here, as he's already rotating away from CT, leaving only Momzel here. Yeah, let's see how this one will work out.
So Flunk has actually pushed up towards short, doesn't spot any players. Obviously the information coming in now. Momzel getting 2 kills instantly here. Still no trade back. Very long time to get rid of him, and now both Devor and Nopper have found a kill here. Flunk looking for any sort of flanks he can find coming in from connection now. Comio taking some amount of damage and instantly will be dropped by Displex, and Nopper once again disposing
Martbois, instant shot into Devor. That is huge, because now he can go for the defuse. They don't have the kits, but quite possibly he can make this one work, as he's looking for the kills. He knows where the players are. He can go for the defuse and wait for them to run towards him, as he's now trying to get those one-on-one battles on, but he's just getting tagged up. And in the end, Displex takes him down, and the score 1-0 in favor of a Celtic.
A great choice of tactic coming out from Celtic, as generally, as we saw in so many games beforehand, and I'm not just talking about BSL. In general, a lot of teams prefer to rush B on the first round on the terrorist side here, just off the fact of this Glock train potential, and obviously it's really hard to stop these players. But Brax with a insane, I would say, deagle shot towards middle, because like he shouldn't really be able to stay alive after that one. Has managed to regain composure, is remaining on 36 HP, and that instantly stops Celtic dead in their tracks. They need to regroup and understand and regain control here. So Hoplo is out of the game. Still 3 AKs on the side of Celtic here, and they seem slightly lost, and I believe they're just negotiating right now about what to do and how to adjust properly to this. Rexel will be heading back towards the beginning of these B apartments here, and it's going to be a very slow and a very quiet rotation towards A.
Let's see, Devor, he has to make some kind of statement here. Maybe he can get a free kill if someone goes up those stairs. There is Flunk who's trying to peek into ramp, trying to check if there are any enemies there. As you can see, they're setting up towards the place. Smoke on stairs from Rexel. Probably drop it down pretty soon, but there is still Martpoise waiting with the CZ. This could be a really deadly position, especially for this player. Let's see how fast will Celtic react to this one, as now they're pushing in. Martpoise, he's ready with the CZ. The players are coming forward. Can he get him? He's going to look for the first one. He can. Devor is going to get the kill. Flunk now waiting in the smoke. Will he push out? He's still being really patient about this one, and the rest of the players are just trying to check in. Maybe get the kill through the smoke, and Flunk! Did he drop in? Yes, he did drop in, but Rexel in the end stops him. But it's going to be 2-on-3 situation. Let's see now. Rexel, he spots one more. Mumsel going down 2v2. And he knows where the players are. Comino going down. Brax last man remaining. 36 HP. He did get one kill in the middle there. As now he's pushing on forward. The bomb is looking for the kill. He's going to find Rexel. And now he's going to look for a kill on Devor. As now he's going to fake the bomb defuse. And he does not have the hit. He doesn't have time. Devor understands that he will fake this one. He's not pushing. Now he goes one more time for the defuse. Devor is now even closer. He sees the enemy player. Very lucky. The Brox didn't get the kill instantly there. And Devor in the end manages to kill him off before the bomb.
That is why pros never fake.
Yes. Exactly.
As in the fake the defuse there. So it looks like Celtic ever so slightly got lost control in the beginning of this round, and also like the take of the A side could have been better in my opinion. Obviously that was Flunk with 2 huge CZ kills, manages to find the correct timing and obviously gaining control over the CZ. Wild recall. There's a crazy 5-man stack coming out from Red Eye and Nopper.
No!
3-4.
Can he get last? Now Devor burns him down. Oh my god, that's just so much money now in Nopper's account. 7.2k for Nopper. That's just impressive. If they want, they can go for the op. But I don't know if Celtic want to prioritize that early on, especially on C side. So they go for all 5 AKs. Mumsel is the one with the op heading towards B. And maybe gonna go towards B short to play from there. As time to time, that is the place where I'll plays from. And one more time, as Celtic, they did smoke off middle, but they're more focused towards the A side. As looks, they're kind of even faking the middle.
Yeah, so they were showing a lot of nade presence towards middle here, trying to keep the CT players guessing, and it is going to be a set play coming out from a Celtic towards A site. Now, you can see really that the nades towards middle haven't really pulled off too many rotations. Jungle, the bench is going to be smoked off between jungle and the stairway, as well as CT spawn has been smoked off. So all smokes have been deployed. Brax in a very good position here. Does spot the bomb planter and drops him. Devor does get the kill through smoke and gets another kill through the smoke just off the fact playing with the tracers there. And now Martpoise really needs to make a play here. Exposes his full body, will go down. Komionu does get a kill. Mumsel also finds another one, and now Rexel brings it back on the side of a Celtic, and another round heading their way, and it starts to look a bit bleak for my chances of coming back into this prediction game.
It kind of does look like it, but Team Red Eye, they still probably have something in store. Maybe on C side they will show up a bit more better plays.
Let's just not write them down just yet, okay? I mean, the players are trying, they're still getting adjusted to the pace, and I must say, even though a Celtic pace is not too fast, this is exactly the controlled amount of aggression I was talking about beforehand, where the players know when to explode and also know how to abuse this situation. They're just going all in the situations and winning essentially the trade-off game there. Now, you can see that Team Red Eye have been forced to purchase just a few pistols and armors around the board. Nopper here, excuse me, will find, spot first player towards jungle, and I believe he suspects
he saw the leg of the player moving there, so he knows there's one guy on the left side here. This place should be giving that information as well. Rexel will find one now. Komionu pushing out. Will he get the player here with the CZ? He will kill off this place, but you can see the rotations coming now towards the B side. And here Mumsel He finds Hoppo, finds the AK. It's going to be a 3v3 situation here on B. And as we can see, only 2 players remain here. Can he get the kill? Okay, Noper finds Flunk. And now Komiano from short. 1v2 against Devor and Noper. Who can take down who? Let's see how lucky will they get with their peaks. Now it's Komiano pushing forward. He did spot a player, but pretty late to get the kill on him. And now he spots him, but Devor instantly shutting him down, and the 5th round is there for a Celtic.
It looks like a Celtic are not going to be releasing their finger from the trigger on their weapons so far, as the pace just remains the same, and it most likely will so until Red Eye will be able to find an adjustment here. And I would say they really need to gain mid control here initially. Brax deploying a Molotov, expecting a smoke towards window, but the smoke is not there, as there are 3-4 players from Celtic heading towards B apartments, and now only Displex here showing presence in middle, and is going to actually abuse this cross smoke for a second. They're just making sure no quick peeks are coming through, and Komiano has the chance of going huge here.
Definitely is, but right as the smoke will fade, they'll instantly check this position. You can see already one player is looking right at him, and now as they're trying to move on, pushing forward, oh, he can't decide who to shoot, and he instantly goes down. Now Monzo with Yop missing the shot. They're jumping over the bullets, but still gets Devor. Let's see now, the next closest player here is Brax. Has to be pretty careful, as now the smoke will be deployed. He can play through there. But let's see, as they're already heading from the back lines. There is Displex ready for this kind of a backstab. Can he find a kill? He goes for the spray and he loses it to Flunk. And there is Momzo with the kill. It's gonna be 2v4. This goes up pretty fast for a Celtic. Let's see if they can hold this one. As Racel is changing his position, so many players are peeking towards him. Has to be pretty careful. There's still Hoppo. Hoppo, last man remaining. He's gonna find one more kill. Can he find more, as there's still 2 more players to kill off? But instantly, Brax spots the player, kills him off, and now the T-Fuse will come in, and Team Red Eye finally, will they get the round? There is not too much time. Markboys, can he get it? The ball, no, it will explode in the end. They did not have the kit.
Yeah, there was no single kit beforehand, and also was slightly doubting their choice of actually going for this round still, because they had 2 AVPs on their side. So retaking the side with 2 AVPs, meaning that the AVPs need to be in a relatively static position and find these players, meaning that the remaining 2 riflers need to flush them out without any defuse kits. That takes a lot of time, and Nopper here with a quick push out towards A ramp here does spot the player, will get a kill, and Rexel will instantly find another one, and now only Brax will be dropped by Displex, as well as Hoplo finding a kill onto Martpoist. And now, very quickly, only Komiano remaining here does get eventually a kill onto Rexel here, will be spotted with the AVP, misses the no-scope, and a Celtic looking to really put a dent in the mentality of Red Eye, because currently, Red Eye, guys, please take a pause, take a breather, guys, you need it.
We haven't seen, like, we have seen only 4 games, but we haven't seen this kind of a stun, because something like they get few rounds, even if you're like losing, you get few rounds of the mistakes of enemy players. But here, as Celtic, they're just on the roll. Let's see if Komiano can do anything, as Brax is gonna find the kill. And perfect timing for Komiano, but he does not get the kill, as he was full flashed, leaving Hoplo with 6 HP in the middle. The bombs drop down. You can see the Celtic, they have moved all over the map. So now they're going to look for any kind of possibilities to get free kills from this situation. And now the grenade, or was that the smoke? No, that was a grenade moving in. And Hoplo can now look for the kill. Can he get the timing right? He misses the timing. There's perfect chance to kill off the player in middle. And I believe he has no idea about him.
Yes, but Hoplo being on 6 HP can afford to play this risky game, because he's potentially like dead anyway if he goes in towards any side, and the nades towards window. What timing coming out from a Celtic. It seems they're really prepared, and Hoplo actually manages to find another kill with still 6 HP remaining, just sitting on that edge there. 4 versus 2 situation. Red Eye really need to hold on to these weapons at this stage. Martpoist most likely will not be leaving B side here, as now Nopper deploying the Molotov under in the shadow position here, and there is still a player that is flunked. Previously went huge for his team, unfortunately won't be able to do so in this round, and now Martpoist with the M4 just needs to hold on to this weapon. At this point, a Celtic not necessarily need to hunt so much for this weapon, because the lost round bonus is going to be big enough for them to rebuy it anyway, as long as they get like a kill or 2. So wow, really convincing game coming out from a Celtic here. Not really stopping at any point, and obviously having already 7 rounds on the side of Mirage on the T side. It looks like it's happy birthday for me, no presents for you in the prediction game.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm kind of, you can see Martpoist, the player that I've been talking about before, only 1 kill, not showing up at all. I definitely thought that they needed a kind of crazy aimer who can stop any of the players from a Celtic if needed, like win those one-on-one duels for sure.
Like, and it's also tough on you as a player if you know that you can show up, if you know that you can play this serious game, and you're not performing, especially in a match where, well, let's be honest here, a lot goes on this match because it's points, and even if like rounds, you still need rounds one more time to at least have some sort of leverage in the standings afterwards. So I feel like Martbois might be punishing himself there slightly. Kamiono once again here in B apartments, close and behind the smoke. Let's see if he has any more luck.
Oh, no.
But this timing. With the timing here, Devour actually will be dinged, but the flank from Hoplo is perfect, saving his teammate's life. Rexel once again finding Brax here, and now one more time. It's not even a minute on the clock yet when Red Eye have only 2 players remaining here. Momzo will be spotted with the 5-7 in window here as well, desperate to deal some amount of damage. Hoplo once again helping out his teammate there, both of them finding a kill towards window. Now only Flunk remaining, flanking again with the CZ in hand. No kit, no nothing, and the bomb is planted.
Yeah, this just seems so unfortunate. Like, when something goes wrong for a team, Red Eye goes wrong all over the place. Like a Celtic, they get in positions and they make the move all in the same time and just shut down all the team Red Eye players. So the information as well can be passed too fast, because as you get killed, you're just like giving information in TeamSpeak or whatever, and there could be a lot of information there, and the players can't really focus on looking for the right positions. And I don't know, Team Red Eye, I'm thinking about what can they change, maybe be a bit more aggressive towards maybe A ramp towards B partners. They have been aggressive towards middle where they didn't get any kind of fruits from that. That's
one thing that's relatively safe. What Red Eye should definitely have information about is trying to push A apartments. There haven't been that many situations where players have been early from the side of a Celtic, early pushing out from A apartments, meaning that most likely that space is free for taking, and that's like a quick flank that you can get behind on players, especially if they're setting up towards A ramp, that is in this situation being a Celtic. But as I say, Momcel will peek towards A apartments here. Should have heard the player beforehand. And
what?
How? What?
No, that should not be happening.
Fix this now.
That should not be happening there, but let's see. No, I think he slightly...
He might have moved.
Yes, exactly.
He might have moved. Devour actually will take out Flunk here. That is going to be towards middle. Brack still remaining in window and actually left on 5 HP. So a single nade towards that position will get disposed of him. Martpoise finally does manage to find a kill here. Momzo finding another 2. And only Displux and Devour now remaining in this round. So this seems a good chance for Team Red Eye to bring it back. Still a full minute on the clock here. Curious to see if Devour, he does have only a flashbang and Molotov. I was kind of hoping he would have like a smoke in hand that he could throw towards B from that A ramp position there, same as Carrigan did in one of the clutches.
So very, very nice information from you, but let's see what can Devor and Displus do here. If they go toward this position, Momzo, he already has 2 kills, so he's on point with that up. They have to be really careful. And he's like, don't peek him. They miss and they get the kill. Devor, perfect movement there to shut down the enemy upper. Let's see how this one goes. It's going to be 2v3 already. Martbois is here ready in connector to the Molotov, and Devor with 1 more kill. So they can't plant just yet because there's a Molotov in that safe position. And Komiono coming in towards CT. The bomb almost will be planted. He's going to get 1 kill. Looking for the second. He will get it. The bomb will be planted, but was it worth it?
It was definitely worth it, obviously. I mean, it's still money that you gain, just despite the fact that, okay, you have a fair amount of money right now, but it will play off in the later rounds if they keep losing them. Regardless, though, happy days. Team Red Eye have secured the first round here in this match. It is still 1-9 in favor of a Celtic being on the terrorist side and Team Red Eye on the side of the counter-terrorist teams. I mean, if the counter-terrorist units would be like this, terrorism would have already won.
Yeah,
just saying. Savage AF.
Well, let's see there. One more time, we'll think about pushing towards B. Kamiano one more time in his signature position. But this time, not pushing any closer. Now let's see what's going to be the plan here for the players. they don't have any kind of grenades prepared, so basically they're going to use all the grenades when they get in the site.
Oh,
so
Comiano's spray control will be tested in a moment here as the execution is bound to come through and the nades are funneling through. Why is he not shooting just yet? He only gets a single kill in that situation. That was not even him, that was Marpois with the nade. Marpois will be disposed of. Nothing is going Red Eye's way at this moment. Once again, a double AVP retake with the help of a FAMAS. It looks like they're already falling back, and rightly so. Still 2 AVPs is a very viable setup that you need to save currently, because, I mean, if rifles are not working, drag out as many AVPs as you can at this point. You need rounds. You need to have at least, I would say, 5 on the side of CT for you to even have a shot of gaining control back here. Momzel will find Devour here, so that's 1 weapon out of the game. Still so much money on the side of Skelty here that it shouldn't really matter, considering one more time the bomb has been planted there and has been planted so beforehand. So far looking really good. Flunk might potentially find a player here if he decides to push one.
He should have heard him and he should have been ready for that peek.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's a pretty standard position every terrorist player, almost every terrorist player takes in that situation. So, yeah.
Pretty tough. Not too much to say. Like, we don't see any kind of resistance, too big of resistance from Team Red Eye. The only one that worked as well was really close round. And very lucky for Comiano to get in that position. And they were peeking from 2 angles. And here I believe Brax missed the shot. He's going to peek towards middle, but the Molotov is up and he's going to get Hoplo, luckily at least. Right as the Molotov was deployed, and now Comiano, pretty good position, but as he peeks out, he's basically giving away himself. So he's just waiting for the player to come closer towards connector. Will he be spotted? Will no one's peeking him. Devor manages, no, but from the back lines, Comiano still will manage to get it, as Devor was not pushing in. But now they know that there's 1 player underground, 1 player towards connector, but Comiano is gonna get 1 more kill. Great job there. So one more time, as Celtic just dropping down 1 by 1. Let's see if they can maybe in the end win this one, as Rexel can't get the kill on Comiano there. Or well, no, I believe, yeah, that was Flunk trying to peek in the middle. Rexel realized that someone could be right behind him here, so he's just waiting for Comiano to come out. Let's see what's going to be the time. He's going to find the kill and instantly move towards the ace site where there is no pair already, but 3 players as well are pretty close there, so it's going to be pretty tough for him to move in, especially with Momzal here with the op. He's been showing up.
Yeah, so in terms of utility, you don't see much on this side of a Skelty, just a few flashbangs and a nade. So that's not really going to help you cross into site here unless if you don't have any smokes, meaning that you have to take these battles. And obviously Momzel here coming out on top versus Rexel with that AVP. Not for now, just trying to fight everyone at the same time. Unfortunately, didn't go his way. And it is going to be 2-10. Still in favor of Celtic, and Team Red Eye still have like a mountain to climb.
But they are finally winning the one-on-one duels. Maybe this is the turning point for them, as the duels are going pretty great. But let's see now with all the AKs, Celtic, if they're gonna do the B setup one more time, where they just run in and then use the grenades, the AVPs and everything else will be just useless.
It looks like that is going to be the case one more time. Comiano now trying to a different position. Yeah. This seems to be pretty close, but actually there's like a small uneven amount of ground on the left-hand side towards the wall there. So like if you're sticking to it really close, yes, you won't be seen, but when the players are actually jumping out, you should move like a half a centimeter towards the right.
That's for the new players, everything to write that one down. But let's see if Comiano gets the kills. He can't even get 1, but Marpois from the other end gets only 1. That's going to be all on the ops and the AK. Let's see here. Brax, okay, he gets Hoplo a bit there over the edge, but Devor did find Flunk, and that's going to be only 2 ops versus 3 AKs. This can still be doable, but as we can see, there's still some utility on the side of a Celtic. They're not using it just yet, and there's going to be Displex with 1 kill looking for the kill. Brax is going to get it. He can still move in. Have to be pretty careful, but Rexel instantly through the smoke kills off the player, and the score will be 2-11. 2 more rounds to go here in this half.
And it looks highly unlikely that Team Red Eye will be able to secure 4 rounds in this half, judging off the fact that, well, at least 3 players on the side of Red Eye are on pistols here. That's actually going to be 4 players. My apologies. Only Momzel here with the M4. Flunk has secured a close position, but unfortunately for him, Displex just swings wide and instantly finds him, and also only took, well, in that situation when you have taken only half damage to your health bar. It seems pretty good. Nopper losing out. Winning out the battle versus the only rifle that Team Red Eye had, and most likely the only hope in this round, unless Komiano with that Deagle manages to show up and go huge. As well, previously you said about Martpois, I cannot really point out anything too crazy from him.
Yeah, definitely hasn't showed up. Momzo has been great, but as you can see, Komiano has already went down. And Martpois is still yet to show up. Maybe just now he can do something here, but as well, like dealing economical damage won't be too possible against now a Celtic. Like even if you get it's impossible at this stage. Celtic definitely will have enough money to buy till the very end of this match. Displex has managed to find Martpois as well, and now only Brax remaining, and Nopper just takes his time and puts Brax out of his misery. That is true. Let's see now, last round of the first half. Can Red Eye get at least one round? But as you said before, like even if they get that one round, it won't be enough.
No, definitely not enough. This is a matter of what is going to be the round difference, and obviously Celtic shouldn't be giving up and taking it easy at this point. I will remind you one more time that the round difference is still extremely important in the Baltic Esports League. In the situation where you have even scoreline in terms of points, the round difference will be taken into account, so that can still grant you potentially even a position in the finals. So you need every single round you can get, meaning that you cannot let go of this trigger, as I already mentioned beforehand. And as you can see, the executions are coming out. Brax already is dead. Momzilla here looking to deal some amount of damage. Flunk still remaining alive, but he needs to go huge with this Deagle. Misses 2 shots, misses another 2. They don't know he's there.
Not just yet. He can still peek out. He's still waiting in the smoke, but Displex from the other side takes him down. And that is going to be the score, 13-12.
Yeah.
What was going on there?
Displex had a hunch that something might be fishy in that smoke, and rightly so, because obviously there were Deagle shots going around, but I don't think any other of the remaining players had Deagles in their hands, so he was like, okay, there's still one more guy literally just in front of us, and obviously spraying into that smoke here. Now curious to see how Team Red Eye are going to approach this one. Like, I mean, if you really get off on a good start and somehow mentally break a Celtic at this stage, which is a huge task in itself, you could, in theory, like get a comeback, but I really honestly don't see that happening.
Let's see now. They do have the flash, they do have the smokes, they're dropping them down right now as they're moving in. Rexel backing off from that position. So the CT is not smoked, he can still make this one work, but as you can see, 10 HP only left on him. Now rotation will come in. Rexel, he managed to get away. There's going to be now the enemy pushing forward. Long's going to get the kill. They're still pushing out forward. The bomb will be planted. And as you can see now, the CTs are moving in, but they're falling down as well. Devor and Upper, last 2 men remaining, 1 in T-ramp, 1 in connector. Kind of good position, but then now have to find the enemy players. 1 is hiding in the Ninja. Martpois, I believe he did hear the players. He's looking for the shot. He can't find it. Completely lost in that scenario, as now the bomb defuse will start. They'll not stop it. And that's going to be the bomb defuse. There's 2
no
players.
Kids. It's a full 10-second defuse coming out front. Come on, man. Peek.
Like, if there are 2 players...
And they get both of the kills after time.
Yes, perfect.
I'm speechless. I'm actually genuinely speechless, because, I mean, look, like, even if the CTs have a kit, the bomb would have been already defused by that point. Like, so if you think they're faking and you're counting to, like, 5 and risking it, and knowing that the defuse is not coming through, meaning that they don't have a defuse kit, that's the moment where you should start thinking about peeking. And obviously another 2 seconds is like the maximum amount of time you should take before you actually genuinely take a peek here. Rexel suspecting the player might be up close here, and will spot the peek there, and will instantly take down Komiona, as well as Devar now finding 2 players towards B apartments, and that's also the bomb drop and information giving. And no, whoa, that pre-fire was nice.
Yes, perfect play there from a Celtic player, which puts now a Celtic on a match point. 15-12. This is a crazy scoreline that we are not expecting, but let's see how this one will go through.
15-2.
15-2. Yes, exactly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'm not placing any bets on Red Eye anymore.
But you know, as we said before, teams grow throughout the league, and I think this is a team that has a big potential. But let's see, can they put any more rounds on the board? They need at least like at least 1 more. And Martpois, finally, he wins against Devor here in the duel. Great job from him, and there's going to be Komiano as well taking down Rexel. And as we can see here now, it's going to be only 2 players left and middle, and now one rotating towards the A side. Comiano taking down Hoplo. Nopper in pretty risky position, to be honest, but let's see. It was Displays who took down the player in the A side. Now the bomb can rotate towards B, as we think as Flunk should probably clear out the site now, and even moving on forward, so they know the B side is free. Let's see. This is a pretty good position if the rotations will come through. But let's see from where will Displex with Nopper decide to go to. Probably from short. Well, they just did smoke it off. The bomb will be planted, yes, and they're moving towards that position.
They have the fuse kits, and they also have a good amount of utility and even a Molotov on their hand. As long as they can pass by Brax here, he's going to be spraying through the smoke. A lot of damage being dealt. And Nopper left on 25 HP is going to make the proper decision of saving everything that he can. In that position, perhaps looking to pick up an M4 along the way. That is an MP9. I believe he just heard the player, so he stopped looking to cross and to pick up that M4 rifle, but it is a bit risky right now, and Flunk will eventually find him. So Team Red, I have managed to secure another round for them, a chance to contend another just about 12 rounds to even get to overtime.
Yeah, doesn't look too real, but this round looks pretty real. As you can see, a Celtic there on an eco round. Devor did force, he had nothing to save. Well, let's see, maybe this is going to be the round that Celtic will win it with. We never know how crazy the pistols can go. And
well, we saw two games yesterday where the guys finished the games with like a semi-buy slash only pistols.
It's all about confidence.
Momsel, alongside with the help of his teammate, are going to be slowly walking out this A ramp, obviously checking every single corner here, and Hopla will be in a huge amount of danger in a second here, as now Rexel has managed to find a kill here, but instantly Mark Poist and Comiano dropping both Rexel and Hopla. Nopper gets a single kill here. Ooh. Oh my god, gets another one.
That is just crazy. Let's see.
Is this happening? This is not happening?
It doesn't look like it's going to be real. They have two Deagles, and they just killed off this was only Nopper with 13 HP will remain in the grenade. We'll finish him off. So the fourth round is there for Red Eye. As we can see, I believe it's going to be one more. Nope, it's not going to be a eco round for a Celtic. They're going to buy this one up. Won't be too much utility in Devor with only Deagle.
Yeah, so obviously a Celtic not really too eager to give up any chance and still wants to show that they're going to be in control here. It's a slightly debatable question in terms of how it will end up and will reflect on the amount of rounds that you have, like the round difference.
Yep.
And so hopefully it plays out in their favor. Still Brax with the few taps through the smoke finds Hoplo in window. I'm going to go and say that that was pure luck in that situation, because it seemed it was just random spam, and unfortunately Hoplo decided to peek in that very moment, in that very corner here. And Rexel needs to go huge here. He will spot the player towards apartments here. Doesn't manage to find a kill just yet. Swinging wide with the USP in hand, flaying around the smoke, still somehow alive.
Yeah, he just spotted the player in Palace, but there's one still in Sandwich. Nopper did kill off the player in Palace. Let's see what can Martboys do here. The smoke is there. He can't see the player inside. Maybe he can see the shadow and get the kill. Looking for the player, but no, Rexel is gonna win this one. There is one player in connector. This could be huge for Brax, but he's already being checked, and Nopper is gonna get the kill. Flunk with Momsel remaining 2v4 situation. Can they do it? Flunk, he's not looking the right direction. Rexel takes him down, and then there's Displex with the last kill and a score 16-4 in the end.
So Rexel really, along the side with every other single teammate, have really could put up a good amount of frags coming up from their hand. 16-4, definitely a more dominant scoreline than I thought we were going to see on this map, especially as I said already beforehand, knowing the few bumps along the way that some of the players on the side of the Celtic might have on this map. They definitely were prepared, and I would like to say, first of all, one more time, congratulations for the win, and second of all, pleased to see that they were working as a unit throughout the whole match. Like, there weren't really that many debatable situations in terms of trade potential.
Yeah,
there weren't really that many situations where you could see that someone's like staying behind for not valid reasons.
Yes, because when they made the move, they all moved together. Like,
so they were
all around the map.
Exactly. So, I mean, Nopper dropping that 4K in round 4, that was something to witness with the Mac 10. So there was a 5-man stack in window. That looked pretty amusing, and obviously I believe, I mean, any of us most likely would be still surprised if you swing out wide and see like 5 CTs in window with USPs. And considering that
usually doesn't go that well.
It doesn't go that well, but there was a Molotov on the ground, and obviously that helped because the CTs couldn't push towards him. and
as
obviously dispose of this weapon. So quick kills, a lot of money obviously gained off of that as well. I'm not entirely sure how much exact money you get from a Mac 10 kill, but it's
after that round he had 7.2k.
Yeah,
after that round,
so that's like an instant AVP
enough
for your team. For the side of Red Eye, you can see that one of the rounds that they got was, I believe, that was round number 12. Where they finally decided, still being on the CT side, that it is time to properly gain mid control, and that, as you saw, instantly paid off with the help. I don't remember on which player the AVP was in hands, but he was in connector as the Molotov was being deployed.
Brax.
Brax peaked just above the Molotov in the correct timing there, and also managed to get out unscathed. I believe it was followed up by a flashbang, and obviously another kill came through there. So good mind presence coming out in that particular round. Sorry to see it didn't really repeat itself previously, because I mean, from the side of a Celtic in the beginning of the rounds, they didn't really feel pressured in any side of the map. So like there were no A apartment pushes, there were no A ramp pushes, apart from players placing themselves up close with the CZ in economical rounds.
Did that, but it didn't work
and
out.
Then obviously no pushes for B apartments in terms of gaining information. So how exactly you're going to win this match if you don't know where even the terrorists are being, like where they're located at, apart from knowing every single round that in the beginning, regardless quick or slow, they will gain mid control first, and then afterwards decide which side they're going to take. And even like Celtic didn't really even play underpass position that much. Like there were 2-3 rounds maybe where someone went through underpass. So also Red Eye players could have tried to abuse that. I mean, there were so many chances for them, but unfortunately perhaps lack of experience showed here.
And when they tried something as well, they were shut down in duels. The 4 rounds that they won was basically that they got lucky, or they finally won the duel against some players. As you saw, like 3 players fastly dropping down for a Celtic, and then Team Red Eye felt confident in winning that round, but even those rounds got close.
Correct. So, I mean, all in all, props to Celtic for playing as a unit, and that's also something that is very crucial when you're playing against a team that you either haven't played before, or in a relative sense, at least so far as this map shows, to a lower tier team, is that you need to play as a unit to like dispose of any sort of randomness that might happen on the map. Because obviously the only way how a team like that can win versus a team like a Celtic in this particular situation would be that a Celtic are not playing as a unit, therefore they're being picked off because they're being too overconfident. But like it was not the case, and therefore such a dominant terrorist side, and obviously it's also a bit hard on you mentally being on CT side, seeing that on Mirage like the scoreline is 1-9 at one point in time, and you're just sitting there like, are we even gonna get any rounds, or what's gonna happen? So a lot to learn from today's games, definitely, and also a lot to take into account here. Anything that you would like to add?
I think some of our viewers might be getting hungry, don't you think?
Perhaps.
Perhaps maybe they're getting hungry.
Well,
I'll remind you that every single day you can win 10 euros from Volt to order the food right now. And as of today, we have been saying that to participate in the chat. Let us know in the comments with hashtag Volt, everything that you have to let us know. And we're going to soon choose the winner. I'll remind you as well, tomorrow we as well have the games.
Yes.
Some games prepared. But for now, hopefully the production guy will give us some information.
Also,
on
a quick
the votes.
reminder for the person that is going to actually win the giveaway. That is, please write us to our email, which is bsl@bsl.pro, just to announce that you are the winner. And if you could provide some sort of proof about that fact, it would be great. If not, we'll find you anyway.
Yes, because we will try to contact you. So be sure to check out any YouTube messages or anything else. And soon we're gonna have the winner, and we have it, right?
And the winner is supposedly somewhere in the chat.
Yes,
supposedly not. We'll get in touch, you'll get in touch, you'll get notified, we'll notify you.
Exactly.
That is, you'll notify us. You know how it goes. I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day. One more time, happy birthday to you, V.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you tomorrow.
wanna do is say,
here's a little light of mine that I would never dare to find if you and I didn't collide.
all I wanna do is say,
you've taken me by surprise. You brought me back to life. You didn't even have to try.
all I wanna do is say,
yeah, I'm flying away to the birds in LA and I won't be back. But I promise to you that the miles in between us will never change. The nights we stayed up, it felt okay. Turning to love a million days wouldn't be enough, so I can't stay.
all I wanna do is say, all I wanna do is say,
every time I say goodbye, missing you is hard to hide, but baby it's worth the price.
all I wanna do is say,
With confidence in your eyes, you've taken off my disguise. I'll never leave that behind.
all I wanna do is say,
yeah, I'm flying away to the birds in LA and it hurts so bad. But I promise to you that the miles in between us will never change. The nights we stayed up, it felt okay. Turning to love a million days wouldn't be enough, so I can't stay.
all I wanna do is say, all I wanna do is say,
I wish that I could stay. Stop counting down the days. How bittersweet to say. I wish that I could stay.
all I wanna do is say,
All I wanna do is stay. But nothing will ever change. The nights we stayed up, it felt our pain. Turn into love a million days wouldn't be enough, so I can't stay.
all I wanna do is say, all I wanna do is say, all I wanna do is say. Send my heart into the sound, slowly drifting into your arms. It blows away new directions. It's your turn to know something that is real. The Milky Way, I feel your splendor. You're the weakness that I find, and now the way to
Slowly drifted into your arms. It blows away in new directions. It's your time to know something that is real. The Milky Way, feel your splendor. You're the weakness that I find. It melts away into forever. Lesson learned, and I know that it was real.